Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of vlogging, I'll be taking you guys to a town called Arochukwu. Arochukwu is a community in Abia State. So I was going to attend a funeral. So stick with me guys. Stick with me. You're going to enjoy this video. So here we're just leaving the park. Yeah, we just started the journey. This is capital of Abia State, Umuahia. So I'm going from Umuahia to Arochukwu. The funeral that I want to attend is of a boy and his dad. The dad actually died, and then they were preparing for the father's burial, and then the boy died. So they are family friends. So that was how I'll be attending the burial. So first of all, guys, let me give you a little history about the Arochukwu people. You see, Arochukwu sits at the southern end of Abia State and developed where incoming Igbo groups met Ibibio inhabitants. You see, the early conflicts that the Aro Ibibio was, it ended with a coalition of Igbo leaders, which they call the Ezagu group, and then allies that established Arochukwu as a political and spiritual center. So you see, Arochukwu is largely Igbo, but with some historical Ibibio and Akpa influence. So they're made up of several clan villages under a traditional ruler. That is, they call him the Eze Aro. So the name Arochukwu is commonly interpreted as Aro, which means people, and then Chukwu in Igbo, which means God. That is, people of God. You see, there are certain things I would like you people to note about the Aro people. They have this very, very strong ancestral and historic identity. You see, Aro people, they see themselves as custodians of a very unique Igbo heritage, also known for trade and enterprise. You see, Aro people are historically some of the most enterprising Igbo groups. They built very long distance trade routes across Nigeria and West Africa, dealing in palm produce, textiles, and in earlier centuries, the slave trade, which was later abolished. So they are still known today for business acumen and strong diaspora network. Another thing you should know about the Aro people is their deep spiritual and cultural heritage. You see, the Ibini Ukpabi, that is the Long Juju, was the spiritual center of Arochukwu and gave them regional influence. Even today, Aro people maintain strong traditions and respect for ancestors, and they have deep cultural symbolism. Let me quickly tell you about this bridge. This is the Omenuko Bridge, a very famous bridge in Arochukwu. So take note of Omenuko Bridge, guys, before I continue with things you should know about the Aro people. This bridge was known to have taken the family of the now late Reverend Omar Okpai. So another thing you should note about the Aro people is that they are highly organized clan. Like, Arochukwu consists of about 19 villages, and Aro people traditionally operate under a respected hierarchical system. The Eze-Aro, which is the king, remains an important traditional figure. So even the lineage, title taking, and age grade systems form the background of the community. And then the Aro people, they have this very strong kingship and diaspora network. So Aro settlements spread across Igbo land and beyond. Like, we have the Arondi Zogu. Arondi Zogu is not even in Abia State. We have Aro Ikpa. So, and then when an Aro family settles in a new area, they traditionally maintain ties to Arochukwu and keep their identity strong. Arochukwu have very rich festivals and tradition. Like, they have what they call the Ikeji festival. It's a major cultural and spiritual celebration. They have the masquerade, which is the Mmanwu, And then they have their unique song, chants, and rituals that are linked to ancient Aro history. They have respect for wisdom and they are very diplomatic, you know. They have strong value for education. The Aro community, they place a very high value on education, intellect, and leadership roles. They have distinct architectural heritage, like traditional Aro homes, which is example a Okoroji House Museum. It shows very unique designs, carved wooden pillars, sacred rooms, symbolic motifs, defensive layout. And then they have this resilience and adaptability. Despite colonial disruptions such as the Anglo-Aro War, the Aro people preserved their identity. They adapted to modern economic system while keeping their tradition alive. Sure, you agree with me that Arochukwu is a very beautiful community. So I just got to the funeral venue. This is where they're having the funeral, and that's my brother on black coming in. So like I told you guys before, they are family friends. Like we're very close to their first son. So this is their compound. They already buried the boy that died. So they were going to carry out the funeral service for the dad. So that was the dad's corpse you're seeing there. And then people are here to, sympathize with them. Oh yeah, that was what was going on here. So this was after the church service. Yeah, this is the guy that lost his brother and his dad. That was me. That's me there. So we're going back to Maya. Thank you guys for watching and please subscribe. Bye.